Now, as we all know, Fantasy Suites is tonight, and this is possibly the worst possible time to hurt your jaw. Sorry, I can't. Sorry, I couldn't say it with a straight face. Hi everyone, my name's Demetri and welcome back to DemetriTube. The Bachelor, Night 9, Fantasy Suites. Let's talk about it. As always, if you're enjoying my video, please go ahead and pound that like button, pound that subscribe button, and ring that notification bell. I'm a growing YouTuber and the likes and subscribes really help me out. So I'm just gonna dive into the episode review, and I don't think this is gonna be a long review, but we'll just see how this goes. The episode starts and we are in Tulum, Mexico, and we get some montages from Joey and the contestants, and Daisy's dress was really cute. Just a heads up, y'all, I can't really talk about her dress right now. I keep getting a playback error on Hulu, so I can't look up what her dress looks like. But in my notes, I wrote that her dress was really cute, heart. So it may get out for the episode. Hopefully, I can watch the episode when I'm editing. And we also get a shot of Joey, and he's wearing a white button-up with some short cargo shorts, and he pairs it with a loafer, and I really wish he wore a sandal instead of a loafer. The loafer he was wearing was like a navy or like a really deep blue, and to me, it just looked a little too Nepo baby or like my daddy owns this boat. Like, I really was not feeling the loafer. He should have wore like a sandal and just humbled himself. Or maybe he could have gone with the loafer just in a different color. I don't know. Something about this deep blue I was just not feeling. Anyway, so after that we move on to the first fantasy suite date, and it's with Rachel. Rachel starts out with this really cute blue dress. This dress is actually really cute. It's like a perfect daytime look, but she doesn't wear it for long. I think she changes shortly after. So Rachel has a one-on-one with Susan from the Golden Bachelor, and she basically tells her she's in love with Joey, and in her past 2 relationships, the guys cheated, and she's very much concerned she won't get picked. So just 2 things I want to say about this. First, I'm pretty sure all of the women they brought on from the Golden Bachelor this episode, none of them won, right? I didn't watch the Golden Bachelor, so let me know below in the comments. None of these women won, correct? Like, why are all the losers of the show giving advice on what to do in fantasy suites? Like, none of y'all won, so clearly none of y'all did the right thing during fantasy suites. I may sound a little bit like an asshole for saying that. Like, yeah, they made it to like top 4 or 5 or whatever, but you're trying to win the show. Why would you take advice from people who got 2nd, 3rd, and 4th? And second thing I want to say, Susan's heels were really cute. It was like a kitten heel, and then it was clear at the base. I'll try to get a shot of it if I can. After that, we move on to the date with Rachel and Joey. And y'all, Rachel's outfit is not it. She's wearing like a green tank top with white pants, and she looks like she's about to run to the grocery store real quick because she forgot milk for the mashed potatoes. So for the date, Rachel and Joey go swimming in a cenote. I guess a cenote is just like a swimming hole. If that's not what it is, somebody clock me in the comments. And this is the perfect Bachelor date because you can't just walk into love. You gotta fall into love. You gotta dive into the deep end. You know, all those good Bachelor metaphors. Then at one point in the date, Rachel dives into the water and she hurts her jaw. Now, as we all know, Fantasy Suites is tonight, and this is possibly the worst possible time to hurt your jaw. Sorry, I can't. Sorry, I couldn't say it with a straight face. But I hope y'all caught that joke. If you didn't, I'm not explaining it. Context clues, try to figure it out. Okay, so I have a lot of thoughts on this. They were diving feet first. So how did she hurt her jaw? Also, she's from Hawaii, like the land of beaches and cliffs and all of that. So how did you dive incorrectly? Like, you've probably had more practice diving into water than any other contestant in history. Also, from what it looked like to me, the dive wasn't very high. So I'm just so confused on how this happened. Next, if I was her, I would have taken a Tylenol and I would have kept it pushing. Like, this is Fantasy Suites. This is the championship tonight. Like, you can't, this is the worst time to be out of the game. Next, if you made it this far in the video, please go ahead and pound that like button for the YouTube algorithm. And while all this is happening, Joey continues to ask Rachel, are you okay? And Rachel's like, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. I'm fine. Girl, don't be telling men that because they'll believe you. So I found this very annoying. A lot of women do this and men do it as well. And just a heads up, most men are very literal. So if you tell a man you're fine, he's gonna believe you. So if Rachel told me I'm fine this many times, I would have believed her. And the fact that Rachel did this to me was very annoying. If you tell me you're fine and you're not, like, I'm not a mind reader. Like, girl, if you are truly hurt and you need to go to the hospital, you need to say something. Don't just say you're fine. I hate to say this, y'all, but she's the type of girl in this situation, if Joey didn't bring her to the hospital, later on she would have told her friends, oh, well, he should have known I wasn't okay. And it's like, but you told me you were fine. And let's talk about Joey's response to all this as well. So I'll give it to Joey. Joey is very intuitive. And then also I think he knows Rachel enough that he could sense something was wrong, even though she was like, I'm fine, I'm fine. I'll give it to him. I think they knew each other well enough for that. But also at the same time, it looked like Joey was eating this moment up. This was an opportunity for him to look more caring and more sensitive. And the fact that he brought her to the hospital on the date, he saved her. And I felt like he knew this was gonna make him look even more amazing. And y'all, I'm very much reading into all that. What I said could very much be a stretch, but just in the whole event, Joey just seemed a little too excited. And I think low-key, he understood how good this whole situation was gonna make him look, especially given his reaction. And last thing I wanna say about this, so I used to be a medic and also Rachel is a nurse. So I'm pretty sure if you hurt your jaw, you will be in massive pain. Like, I'm pretty sure you would barely be able to talk. So that tied with the fact that she dove feet first, I was pretty certain she didn't break her jaw. Next, let's just say your jaw is broken. If you go to the ER, they are not about to do emergency jaw surgery on you. Unless you are failing to breathe, they're not gonna do an emergency surgery or anything. And not only that, would you wanna do an emergency surgery in Mexico? And like the fact that Rachel didn't know all of this is like pretty wild to me, but whatever. Like, let's just say she had messed up her jaw even somewhat. I'm pretty sure they would just recommend you to an oral surgeon. It's not like they're gonna do anything in the ER today. But anyways, moving on, I'm probably reading way too deep into this. Overall, during this interaction though, I thought Rachel and Joey's connection was really cute. They're starting to make more sense to me. Do I think she's gonna win? No, but their relationship is making a bit more sense to me. Okay, now we're moving on to the night portion, and Joey and Rachel's first conversation, Rachel is like,
Joey, look. My jaw's okay. It's fine now. It's good. We can go to the fantasy suite later.
and y'all, that was just so funny to me. It felt very, put me in the game, coach. I'm good. I can do this. Anyways, after that, Rachel tells Joey that she struggles to open up and she's worried she's behind because she's a slow burn. And she also mentions being cheated on by previous boyfriends and mentions that this situation is different and she recognizes that this is different from those previous cheating boyfriends. And then after that, she starts crying into his shoulder. So just one quick thing I want to say about this. We've watched this show over and over and over, and I think it's weird for her to be like, oh yeah, I'm a slow burn, because it's like, why did you come on this show in the first place? You know you have to open up quickly and try to fall quickly. So if you know you're a slow burn, why did you decide to come on this? After that, we get a scene of Rachel and Joey waking up the next morning, and I'm pretty sure they smashed, just based on the conversation they had.
I appreciated last night because of how vulnerable you were and how much you opened up.
Yeah, I think it was due.
I felt a different side of you. It was good to see.
I mean, it was hard, but you made it pretty easy.
Y'all, that conversation was so wild. Like, tell me you smashed without telling me you smashed. It would be that conversation. And then when Joey was leaving for the day, Rachel's nightie was really cute. And also, I don't know if y'all caught this, but Joey brought a spend a night bag. Like he had a duffel when he was walking out, and I've never seen the leads have to carry anything. So this was new. Okay, now we're moving on to the Kelsey A fantasy suite date, and she talks to Leslie from the Golden Bachelor. And when it comes to Kelsey's outfit, I liked her outfit, but was it just me, or was her outfit kind of giving Catholic schoolgirl? Like, it was kind of reminding me of the Britney Hit Me One More Time video. Like, I don't know why though. And while I was watching this, I was kind of sad for a moment because this Fantasy Suites episode would have been way better if Maria was on it. And not that I wanted Maria to replace Kelsey, but that thought definitely popped up in my head during this Fantasy Suite. I was like, wow, if we had Maria here for Fantasy Suites, it just overall would have been way better. Leslie and Kelsey really don't talk about much. They talk about how her mom passed and the butterflies thing again, and Kelsey admits to being in love with Joey. And then we move on to the one-on-one date with Joey and Kelsey. For Kelsey's outfit, I really liked the waist up. Like, she looked amazing in the confessional. I liked the top. Her hair looked good. The makeup looked really good. Like, waist up, I loved it. I didn't love the skirt, but she looks good. For the date, Joey and Kelsey take a boat and they swim with turtles or manatees or something. And then we move on to the night portion. And yep, it's that time, outfit of the episode. For this week's outfit of the episode, I'm giving it to Kelsey during the night portion of her fantasy suite date. Kelsey is wearing this gold gown. It may actually be a greenish gold. She looks amazing. She's serving body, and I really like her hair with this. The dress is very unique, and at the bust and at the neck, there's an interesting way it like ties up. I just really like how unique this dress is, and I really love that she took a risk. So for that, I'm giving Kelsey A outfit of the episode. And the way it ties in at the bust, it actually reminds me of a Chinese party dress. And I was Googling like what that dress was called, and the internet keeps telling me a Chinese party dress, so I'm gonna call it that. If that's not actually what it's called, let me know below in the comments. And sidebar, this was a really close call between this dress and Daisy's dress during the intro, but I didn't give it to Daisy because I don't love tie-dye. And also, you would expect Daisy to wear a tie-dye dress like this. Like with Daisy, I really want to see something more unexpected from her. During the night portion, Kelsey and Joey really don't say much. Joey goes over his fear yet again that we've heard like 10 times before. And Kelsey tells Joey that she's in love with him, and Joey responds back and says he's falling in love with her too. Now, this was very shocking for me because I don't know why. I just wasn't expecting Joey to say this. Also, Joey's energy was very much giving that Matt James, thank you for sharing that. Like, Joey didn't seem over the moon or very enthusiastic about this. And I get it. Joey is not an energetic person, but I very much was expecting more. Also, this is another reason why I don't think him and Daisy would be a good match, because they're both just too laid back. So then after that, they go to the fantasy suites, and y'all, the mood was perfect. They both just exchanged the I love yous. They got a private pool. And not only that, it was like the perfect villa in Mexico. So then fast forward to the next morning, we see Joey and Kelsey making bacon in the kitchen. And Joey's hair is a mess, but it is absolutely adorable. And I'm surprised Kelsey didn't try to help him out and straighten it up a little bit. Now, I don't understand why we didn't get any morning after in the bed footage. We only got them in the kitchen. But from what I was reading, like, I don't think there was a full home run last night. To me, it felt like they went to second base or something. Like, I don't know why. I just don't think they went all the way. What do y'all think happened? Let me know below in the comments. Okay, now we're moving on to Daisy's fantasy suite date, and sorry if this seems a little rushed, but I really don't have a lot of thoughts on this episode. Like, not that much happened. And Daisy is serving us this pale yellow number, and this outfit just ain't it. I wish she kept wearing the dress she was wearing earlier in the episode. Daisy has a one-on-one with Sandra from The Golden Bachelor, and out of all of the conversations with the Golden Bachelor contestants, their conversation to me seemed the most organic and the most natural. But of course, Daisy had to ruin the conversation by bringing up her cochlear implant again. So then after that, Joey and Daisy go ride ATVs. I really don't have much to say about this date, and their conversation was really basic. It was just, Joey, I missed you, and Joey, my family really liked you. Then we move on to the night portion. Daisy's dress was cute. I really liked the color. And overall, y'all, I thought this date was so boring, and I don't really have many notes. Like, Daisy told Joey she cried to Sandra multiple times and that she overthinks. And she also tells Joey, you changed my life and how I look at myself. And then Joey tells Daisy that he's falling in love with her. And I was very disappointed. So just a few things I want to say about this. First, I'm disappointed because Joey told both Kelsey and Daisy he's falling in love with them. And I have mixed feelings because I want Daisy to win, but I only want her to win because I don't want her as the next lead. But I truly would rather Kelsey win over her. But if Kelsey wins, we're probably going to get Daisy as the next lead. So basically, no matter what happens this season, I'm not going to be happy. Next, Daisy says, you changed my life and how I view myself. And I'm pretty sure she meant this in terms of her cochlear implant. Like, I guess she thinks she's unlovable or just people didn't like her due to her cochlear implant. And I just want to say one quick thing about this. So I get it. Daisy's feelings are valid and she is insecure about herself in this. I totally get that. But also, Daisy is very conventionally attractive. So guys are gonna like you anyway. Like, is she just forgetting or just completely ignoring that part of this entire equation? Let me tell you, 90% of guys will not give a that you have a cochlear implant. And not only that, most of the time you cover it with your hair, so they won't even know anyway. And maybe it's because you live on a Christmas tree farm in a remote part of Minnesota, but go to Chicago for a weekend. You will get plenty of attention, I guarantee you. And call me a hater in the comments, I don't care. But for her to be this insecure is like so wild to me. And like, this is why I do not want her as lead. Cause like, are we gonna have to deal with this for an entire season? Like, I don't know if I have it in me. So after that, they go to the fantasy suites and we got a shot of them waking up together the next morning. And y'all, I don't think they smashed. It looks like they just talked and cuddled all night. Both Daisy and Joey look very well rested. And this is wild because I don't think I've ever had a prediction like this on Bachelor or Bachelorette where I'm like, okay, the first fantasy suite, I think they smashed. The second one, I think they got to second base. And this third one, I don't think anything happened. So then after that, we get some shots from Kelsey. Kelsey is starting to spiral, and we saw clips of her earlier in the episode where she was starting to spiral, and she really just needs to talk to Joey because she's getting in her head. So ABC gives us all these dramatics. She's walking to his room. She's walking to the elevator. She's thinking deeply. She's writing a dramatic letter. And I'm like, at this point, we could have seen the conversation between Kelsey and Joey. And like, this pissed me off so bad because for me, this was the most exciting part in the episode. Like, I wanted to know what she was going to tell Joey, but we got to wait till next week to find out. And overall, this episode was like kind of boring because there was no drama. Like, I thought this letter was going to be the drama, but now we got to wait till next week for it. Also, why did ABC keep showing security camera footage? Like, ABC, y'all have actual cameras, use them. It definitely set the mood and the tone of what was going to happen, but it was just so unnecessary. And then after that, we get clips of Joey grabbing the card and it says, we need to talk. And immediately Joey starts crying and getting all dramatic. Like, this was so extra for no reason. If somebody gave me a letter like, we need to talk, or if somebody shoots you a text like, we need to talk, in my head, I'm like, oh, okay. I don't immediately think it's something wrong. And then also I don't get into all these dramatics. Like, for Joey to do this was so extra. And don't get me wrong, I would prefer the person to just state what they want to talk about instead of just being like, we need to talk. Like, I would prefer that. But if this is what you're going to give me, we're just going to roll with the punches. So we just got to wait until next week to see what this card says. And that is the end of the review and the end of this episode. If you enjoyed this review, please go ahead and pound that like button, pound that subscribe button, and ring that notification bell. And I will see you all next time. Have a good one. Bye.